And so the elemental connection continues to grow, especially as one comes to their homeland, a land I've been born on, and clearly a reconnection to the Avalon, the Merlin lineage and the dragons, and a few deeper things that are going on at the minute, which was very unexpected. But by now, being in the UK, I mean, this I'll put out later, doesn't really know, I think 2 months, which is more than expected. But especially being by the water, I would have already got in. But because I was in a hotter climate before, my body was just not having it this time. It's like, okay, you can do the sauna and you can go and stand in the waves, but like full immersion, like what I know I need and what the water spirits call me to, they've let it slide for a bit. However, we're currently going through something. It's the ending of 1 month, it's the opening of another, and there's something going on because I've been called to the water. So I just had a little dip. I don't even think I lasted a minute. It took my breath away. It's been a while since that happened, so probably quite needed that. But the sun was shining and it felt like we'd like I say, me and my guys, I sort of existing in a different reality, different timeline to when I first arrived back here. And that's nice because obviously as we continue to move and vibrate and flow in constant motion, we allow our energetic being to be drawn to places for our highest good when we're working continuously in natural order and divine law. And so I have to listen, and I'm really happy when I rose today. It was sunny because I'm not sure that if the sun hadn't been out, whether I'd have been able to dunk the vessel in quite a choppy sea, really. But got called to it. It's always bigger than me. I know the spirits talk to me, and I wouldn't be able to leave this land not having done that. So I did what I needed to do, which was really lovely. And this is all about elemental connection and listening, intuition, knowing what we need, practicing, regardless of what anybody else sees us as, judges the actions that we do. We have to do what we feel is for our highest good. Sometimes a shock to the system is what triggers movement in a more positive, healthy, aligned way, even if it feels uncomfortable and can, take your breath away. So short term. And what's really interesting about that little experience is coming out as I fumble to dress. I was on the way back to en route, and these two seagulls, they were talking, and I was like, are you guys all right? And for the ones that are new here, we chat to the animals here. And it was interesting because they weren't moving, they weren't scared of me. But what I realised, I was like, there's something on the floor and I've not seen that before. And I was like, oh my God, it's a cuttlefish. I can see its eye and I can see it breathing. And I was like, no. And I was with someone and I was like, you've got to pick it up and put it, because I couldn't really move my fingers because everything slows down when you're in full on cold immersion. And basically they put the cuttlefish back in the water, and I trust if it's meant to survive, it's meant to survive. But what I realise is with the person that I'm with is that we are a form of earth angel guardians and tend to be like the last and end of life doula work. And a lot of these experiences happen to people that I hang around with. Is we're like the last contact before they move realms. We're sort of like the guardians to the realm. And and they were like, no, is it a squid? Is it a cuttlefish? Is it a squid? Is it a cuttlefish? And immediately I went cuttlefish from the start. So I wasn't really debating whether it's a squid. And it was so beautiful and it looked so shocked. Obviously, it was about to be eaten. And I guess some can say, you're not leaving things to the natural order. But I'm unable to see a suffering animal in that way. I'm just not able to. So, and what I didn't realise is at the minute, these portals, whatever's opening, whatever the ancestral connection is, the divine guidance that's coming through is very, very rooted in traditional culture, in like Native American prophecy, and into it, I don't know, say foresight. Because when I started to Google, and I don't know, I have it in my head, I kind of can think, oh, the cuttlefish has come for a reason, because I've never seen that before, and it's a new month, and it's all kind of, you just listen to the messages. So I knew there was a few things that it was hinting at, but I like to read and research things online and see what might be connected to old folklore or other cultures. And my gosh, I did not know how profound this little cuttlefish is, especially in Native American history. And in terms of like the world being in darkness originally, like great spirits sent out 2 animals to restore the light in the world. And the first animal they sent out was cuttlefish, until it created a whirlpool in the water, which is like the eternal circle of life. And so there's a lot of things associated with the cuttlefish in other cultures as good luck and resilience, dexterity and adaptability. I didn't know that it was like a chameleon. It can shift and change colours according to environments, and obviously being frightened. So we saw it in one mode because it was being attacked, and it would have changed when in harmony in the water. But the reason I share is because, well, we're all here to share our story, and mine is just a continual practice of getting back to my intuition, my divine feminine, the primordial waters, the messages that come with doing uncomfortable things, feeling brave and warrior-like at times where we might be hurting in our heart, and knowing that everything is in constant motion, and the cuttlefish is like just represents this cycle of life. So I'm really happy that the Native American spirit elders have blessed my my swim experience today, and shone some new knowledge for me, or for us, as I'm not alone here, and that these sort of natural elemental forces of the sun as a natural antibiotic on the skin, and to increase vitamin D, natural vitamin D, and just mood enhancing, and the water as cleansing and other things when we speak what we need to speak to in and under the water, is especially in the Western Hemisphere, we're moving out of the darkness and into the light, new sort of out of hibernation and emerging from the chrysalis, or however we, whichever metaphor we decide to work with, earth-based, land-based or water-based or whatever, is that we are the creators of our reality, and we do need to ensure that we're not just continually doing things for our state of comfort, because we don't learn like that. That is not really the game, in the background of all of this, maybe, the people watching don't believe this is a game, but there is a natural order and a natural and divine timing to everything that is played out in our realities. We are the co-creators. I guess we're the narrators, we're the navigators, or the activators of this sort of reality. But we are supported by higher guidance and higher intelligence. Because if there wasn't a higher intelligence, or if we were the higher intelligence, some of the geniuses out there have a level of intelligence, especially with numbers and maths, that know the codes, and other, not necessarily a mathematician, but other people intuitively know things and codes in the universe to support our growth and evolution. And that can come to some of the new souls very young in life, or very early on in this physical existence, or a little bit later on, like me. I got onto things later in my path. But it's never about ahead or behind. It's a very strange existence. And if you're being called to the forest, if you want to touch the moss, if you want to sing and throw your arms about and let go of things that are stored in the body, as you walk in the woodland, or you want to pray underwater and give offerings to the sea, this is, there's always so much more going on than meets the eye. And as long as we maintain a pure heart and our own integrity, we will be ever presented with opportunities to expand our abundant reality, which can mean many different things to many different people, but essentially it's like, we have everything that we need in any one moment in time to overcome these moments, potential obstacles in our path right here, right now. And yeah, new beginnings, transformation, and change is necessary. And even though uncomfortable, I believe that we're all leveling up beautifully, and we just got to keep it moving.